Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Brutus Monroe Inspiration Design Team layout. So I'm going to play with all these fabulous fall items again this week. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of everything that I have. So I am using the Autumn Bundles stamp set, the Fall Feast stamp set. I'm going to grab 3 Hyper Pigments in gold, brass, and copper. I'm going to pull out the embossing ink and the Scowlene embossing powder, the pumpkin patch paper, the fall card panels. We're going to pull in some aqua pigments in the colors orange, yellow, and red. I do have them all there because when I'm getting ready to paint the leaves, I thought I might want to do something with them. And then I absolutely decided that I'm going to use the hyper pigments to go ahead and paint these leaves to give them some shimmer. I do apologize because there was a fly flying around and it annoyed me the whole time. So I'm just going to go ahead and I put one coat on, and while I paint another leaf, I let it dry and I put several more coats on. So I do go ahead and take my Distress Oxide here in Gathered Twigs, I believe, and just a cheapo blender brush. I took a bowl and drew a circle so I kind of had an idea of where I'm going to be able to create, which I'm going to create a wreath, and I needed to know where it was going to be, and at first I thought I was just going to ink the edges, and then I just go for it, you guys. I really wish I could ink blend that quickly in person, and I basically just cover the entire page and give it a very fun, distressed, weathered look. I do have this one photo here. This is my husband teaching my son how to jump a car, and obviously I take photos of everything. So I do use the pumpkin patch paper there just to matte my photo because it's really pretty and I love it. And it's nice weight pattern paper cardstock, you guys. I am going to pull out some of that alcohol, that Easy Blend alcohol Brutus Monroe paper. And that is what I'm going to, as you can see, stamp and emboss all of my elements on. And these are all the elements from both of those bundles, stamp sets, the Autumn Bundles and the Fall Feast stamp sets. And I'm just using the Brutus Monroe embossing ink, and then the Scowlene, which was a fall release. It is black, but it has a purple and green glitter in it, so it's perfect for Halloween or any kind of fall items. And I'm just making the most and seeing how many of these I can get on because I am going to go ahead and paint them when I'm done. So here we go. The magic of embossing. So I use a coffee filter. Just an easy way to clean up because I get that embossing powder like everywhere. But yeah, it's easily to clean up. Then we're going to come in with the heat tool, I believe. Yes. And I don't know why my camera won't pick this up, but yeah, it's super uber fun. Just a tip on when you're embossing, do not wait for it. As soon as the powder starts to change glossy, move on. Otherwise, you will melt it into the paper and you will lose the whole essence of what the embossing is supposed to do, right? So, side note, that squirrel is super cute. He does not make it on the layout. I know, right? I totally forget about him. All right, so this is just some sheets of paper that I took and painted the hyperpigment onto. And then I used some die cuts and cut out some leaves. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to paint all of these things. Now here is just a fun tip, if you care. I wanted to give everything kind of a dark, distressed look. I didn't want the bright, vibrant colors of the aqua pigments, which they are bright, they are vibrant, and they are true to color. So to tone them down, I just went ahead and took my, I don't know, what color is that? Hold on. No. My ground espresso. And I lightly buffed everything first. I didn't put any extra ink on the foam. I just went ahead and rubbed it right on there, and then I come in over top of it after the embossing is dry, and I don't even use a paintbrush. I just use the little eyedropper from the Aqua Pigments, and I paint everything, and this was a lot of fun. So you can see where the colors start to pop through, but as well, they're not bright, fun colors because I have all of the hyper pigments, which are they have gloss and not gloss, they have shimmer on them, but they're more of a muted color. So I didn't want bam, in your face red and yellow and orange, and I even pulled in some green. It's for the, and the red for the apple. So just muted the colors with the brown underneath. And it was really easy to paint with the eyedropper. I don't know if you guys have ever tried that, but yeah, because your ink is like right there in the well. I do set it aside and let it dry. So now we're going to go ahead and build our wreath. So here are all the hyperpigment leaves. And I am just going to separate them out by color because I do have gold and brass are somewhat similar. Brass is a little more brassy and gold's a little more gold. No, I'm just playing. Now I did go ahead and cut them to where you could see the streaks and where some of the paint isn't because I kind of like the effect. And I'm just going to layer these all the way up, all the way around into a circle. By the time I get done, I'm not going to lie, it kind of looks like a wonky egg shape. But nonetheless, I still really love the way this turned out. So after I get all of all of these leaves on there, then I'm going to come in with all those little elements and tuck it in because I don't know how you guys do wreaths or how you see wreaths, but whenever I see a wreath or I have a wreath that I hang on my front and back door, there's always like the big element, which in this case are all these hyperpigment painted leaves. And then they have all like the little fun pops of things in there. So that's what all the little pumpkins and acorns and sunflowers and apples, plus all of those leaves from the fall card panels that I painted earlier, those are going to work their way in there as well. Now this did take me quite a bit of time to go ahead and line these up. Hindsight, start at the top and work your way down. Don't tuck under overlay, right? But I was just trying to shoot it off from my picture. And I'm just making them all kinds of wonky different angles and everything and just getting them on there. And I absolutely love the copper in the hyperpigment. Like, yeah, beautiful. So now I start tucking them in wherever I can. I wanted to use them all. Like, that was the whole point. I sat there and painted and cut and die cut and did all that. So now we're going to come in with some of these little, oh, no, I still got more of those leaves. I'm just tucking in the rest of them. That was a lot. We're still tucking. See, kind of like a wonky egg shape. It's cool. It's totally cool. All right, so how many of these leaves do we have? All right, so linked down below, I will have all of the items that I used to create this layout and an affiliate link to Brutus Monroe. If you would like to swing on over and pick anything up, you can use my link or you can just head on over to the shop. Either way, don't miss out on Brutus Monroe products, you guys, because even before I was on the design team, you guys know that I sang their praises and it was such a huge honor and, I mean, total bucket list check off with making the design team for Brutus Monroe. I absolutely love working with them and for them. And I love to see all the goodies and, oh, you know me, and I shop from there all the time. So there'll never be a shortage of Brutus Monroe products on my layouts. So here we go. Now I'm just going to start tucking in. Here are the apples. And I was trying to look for a place where I felt like it would be center stage because the apples are kind of a brighter red even though I muted them down. So I'll just go ahead and put them on top of my photo. Then I start tucking everything in. Here's some of these other leaves that I also painted. And we are just going to fill this wreath right up. And I'm just making sure that every spot has something going, well, not every spot, but all the way around the wreath has a little hidden element here and there. And then I start going back and tucking in because, you've seen I just added a little bit of adhesive on the back of the leaves as I was putting them down. And now we're going to make sure that everything stays. And I am using liquid glue because some of them are a little bit smaller. And, so I don't want to struggle to put the ATG on it. Let's just be honest. I'm lazy. So we're going to keep getting these on there. I do want to thank everyone who watches my videos all the time. You guys are like the best, fabulous subscribers ever. I absolutely love to read your comments. And it always puts a smile on my face every time I read one. I even fussy cut out these little bitty leaves, you guys. Like, and I start tucking them in. And I mean, I am in love with this layout when it's done. And yes, I scrapbook the everyday. This beautiful layout and all these fun embellishments are literally my husband and my son working on a car. But I'm okay with that because that's my life. And this is who we are, right? Like, this is who we are as people. You know, you see me do a lot of different layouts and fun, fabulous pictures. But this is my life. This is every day. The car was dead. And he thought that, you know, Sam, you need to learn how to do this. And so Sam learned how to jump a car. So I'm going to go ahead and get these last little bit of embellishments on there. Then I decide we need wood veneer leaves. So I go into my stash and I pull out even more leaves. And we're just going to use all of the leaves that I have in there. I don't have a very big stash, so it's okay. And I'm just using liquid adhesive and just getting them plopped in and around just for a little bit more added dimension tucked in here and there. I cannot believe I put all this on there. This did take me quite some time to complete. This was a rather longer layout. And like I said, I absolutely love it. Like, this is one that I think I'm going to frame. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. So here I am just pulling everything out because I got tired of trying to dig in that little bitty container. And pulling out all the fun leaves. And then we're just going to get them all on there and just tuck them in. And that is why my wreath becomes less of a circle and more of an oddball egg, because I just keep tucking in, you know, adding more and more dimension. But you see, my original idea was not to put ink in the middle, which is why I inked it so funkily in the beginning. And then I realized that stark white cardstock was going to just, it was going to stick out like a sore thumb and you would focus on that center. So I decided that we will just ink it all. I will say that blender brushes are a game changer. If you guys have a chance to pick up a set, it made it a lot easier and gave me the desired look rather than having the little circle sponge marks that I get all the time. So I'm going to come in with a wonky title because my layout is a little wonky and it is just going to be car fixing. Poor English, but appropriate for the day. And I just tuck it into this little area right here. And then I'm going to come in with the car. And that is going to do it. I kind of futz with it a lot. And that is going to do it for my layout. So don't forget to check out the Brutus Monroe website down below. I lied to you because I come in with some gems. I'm not even sure what color they are because I can't see them. Oh, they're just like little gems. It needed a little more bling, right? This wreath needed something else. I mean, it didn't have anything anyway. But anyway, while I'm finishing this up, do not forget to go hop on over and see what kind of fabulous items Brutus Monroe has. They sell a arrangement of items, and they have super uber fabulous sales all the time. So don't miss out on the fun. And give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Click that subscribe button down below if you have not already. There's all the items that I used. I'm pulling them back in for one last time. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.